And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster. And it was a wonderful weekend. I don't know about you, but I had one of the best weekends in a long time. I got a chance to spend some time with the Mr. Jamel Shabazz, and his exhibition this weekend. And also, but today we're going to talk about that later. But I also wanted to talk today. We're going to be doing something different every Monday since I do this on my time. So I said, why not share it with you guys? Every Monday, um, I look at what's called the Associated Press (AP) um, photography of the week. So I said that's always a great way for me to also stay informed of what's going on globally because they show photos of all over the world. I do believe it's 20 best photos of, that's been in the news, that's happening globally. And I said, so we'll do that segment for now on. We're going to do that as a segment here on Touch Base Daily. Is a photographer's creative platform. And so we'll do that. And then we'll end our time together with our Motivation Monday because today is Motivation Monday. And that is when we talk about a subject that will motivate you for the rest of the week and hopefully inspire you, encourage you, and to have a successful week. Okay, so that's what we're going to end up doing. But before we get started on this Motivation Monday, make sure you hit the likes, make sure you hit the subscribe. And if you're not a member or if you're not a subscriber, make sure you do that. And yeah, just make sure you are busy clicking on that like button. It helps generate to the algorithms that you are into what we're doing here. Okay, let me see what's going on in Instagram. I see there's some folks over there. And if you're Instagram, come on over to YouTube. We are at YouTube at Ron Lewis Photos on YouTube. Okay, so also we're back on LinkedIn today. I said, during the week, during the day, I need to connect with my LinkedIn folks because I love connecting with my LinkedIn folks anyway. And so it's a great opportunity to connect with my business colleagues as well. So if you are in there, come on over to YouTube, click on the like. Okay, let's take some good mornings. I see the first person in the building, Miss Lisa Seeley. She says, good morning. Next in the race is Jazzy. Miss Jazzy Jazz is in the building. She says, good morning, beautiful people. And third but not least is the wonderful Anthony Rowland. Mr. Anthony Rowland is in the building. And we have our wonderful Elise. Good morning, Ron and everyone. And then we have the wonderful Jamel Shabazz after having such a busy weekend. I'm sure this man is exhausted. Again, his art show, his photo exhibition was excellent. Excellent. And I'm going to share some photos from that, and we're going to talk about that as well. He says, Grand Rising family, Ron, it was great seeing you on Saturday. It was great to be there, Dr. Jamel Shabazz. I see in the building also is Janet. She says, TBD fam, Touch Base Daily fam, greetings. So here we are. Lately, I don't know, the generator on YouTube has been slow to generate that we're here and that we're online and that the notifications are going out. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but there seems to be some differences going on with YouTube. Not only am I saying that, there's some other folks talking about that as well. And also same thing with Instagram. Instagram has been doing some crazy stuff too with the people that are online. So they're trickling our information and trickling us into this mainstream of the day. So just more algorithm changes on these platforms, which also puts me in the thought mind to make sure that you also, if you haven't, you can go to my bio and go to the link tree bio, and you can sign up on my website to my newsletter. That put your name on the newsletter, so that way I can reach out to you in case they shut this all down. I may be interested. The one thing that has lasted over the decades is newsletters. I should say email. So make sure you send me your email so that way I can put it onto the email contact list for this platform and so I can reach out to you because we don't know how long we will have social media because the way the world is turning, so much is happening. And so try to keep a positive attitude, but also be real. Keep you real, right? You must stay vigilant. You must stay and be woke. Yes, be woke. Be woke. It is not a bad word. It is not a bad word, and it's never been a bad word for the Black community. And we ain't going to change it. Stay woke, stay vigilant, stay woke. Okay, so here we go. First thing, let's talk about since Jamel is here, I'm gonna give him his flowers while he's here. So, some of you probably have seen my video that I put on Instagram. So I did that because it was I just you know how I am. I like to take my little camera around. So I have my camera, and then I have my camera. So I like to. I mean, this is the new phase of my life as being like a videographer, if you want to say, or influencer on YouTube. And so this weekend, Jamel had an exhibition at the Bronx Documentary Center. First of all, I did not know of all of the contributions they make to their community, to photographers, young photographers that are coming up, and supporting photographers that have been in the game for a long time. And it's part of the New York City Cultural Affairs as one of the major sponsors, and it's also it is financed by the sponsors and contributions of people like ourselves. So look it up, put it in your for those that like to support organizations. You might want to look at the BDC, which is the Bronx Documentary Center. But so that's a shout out to them for the incredible work that they do. And then I found out some of my colleagues are they help out there. So I was totally enlightened on Saturday at Jamel's photo exhibition open reception. And it was absolutely wonderful. So obviously, I'm going to show you a couple of things from that day. Since it's Monday, this is my day that I just get to hang out with you all. We're not gonna. I mean, we'll talk about some news, but the news in regards to the photography, and because you can go to any of the other platforms to get all the in depths, and we'll have in depth conversations on the news in the middle of the week. Okay, but this is Monday. It's about motivation. It's about getting you all excited. Hey, Omar's in the building. I see you, Omar. So let me put this up here, and let me see. Let me put that pause there, and I'm going to present. So this is from my point of view. If you haven't seen it, it is on Instagram. And this was it was so exciting to be at this event. So obviously you have what I'm saying. An incredible night unfolded at the Bronx Documentary Center where photographers came together to celebrate and marvel at the stunning photo exhibition by the legendary Jamel Shabazz. Jamel Shabazz exhibition is called Seconds of My Life, photographs from 1975 to 2024. And guys, it is filled with photos. Filled. I mean, you could stay there for hours. Hours. Yes, more photography on this platform. We're gonna do more photography on this platform. But I also said the evening was a perfect blend of reconnection and discovery. I had the joy of meeting up with photographers who've been part of my creative journey and the pleasure of connecting with new faces in the photography community. This enriching experience, it reminded me of the vibrant bonds we have through our art and passion. Man, when I tell you, it was absolutely incredible. So here we go. Let's just check it out. Let me get it going. Let me get the sound right. And folks from everywhere. And there you have it. There you have it. So it was a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I had so much fun. And as you probably saw, I was photographing. I was doing, me, I'm a selfie guy. People were like, "Oh, I'll take pictures of you." I said, "No, the whole point is to do a selfie with your friends." And so a lot of the folks that were there have been on our Touch Base Daily show. You had Jelani, you had oh God, you had Michael Young, you had Gerard there, you had so many people. It was absolutely so much fun. Jelani was there. Who else? I mean, there were so many people, and also some new guests that are going to be coming on our in our community. So I'm so excited that we'll be connecting with more photographers. And what will be the ultimate goal is that not just Wednesdays, but having photographers on sharing their stories every day here. That I will get to know as many photographers in the world as possible, and that every day we will have a featured photographer. That will be the ultimate goal of this platform, and to celebrate photographers from all genres, from all levels of photography. Meaning, it doesn't even if they, I would like to have the platform that if you started just 6 months ago, you should be on a platform so people can celebrate your work. So I really want to dive in this season three. Obviously, I had some setbacks in the beginning of the season three, but I am now cancer free, and I'm a cancer survivor, and I'm just now got a whole nother level of commitment to what I do in this world of what we call life. And my life is to bless other lives. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point of being here. And so I said, God gave me more time so I could give to more people. And so I'm excited about that. And I see Kaz is in the building. What's going on, Kaz? I see you. I see you in the building. And I see Elise saying that would be great, Ron. I think we can do it. I think we can do it as a community. And the way we do that is by reaching out to other photographers, let them know that we're here so that way we can talk to them, have them on, encourage them, and also revisit some of the folks that we did that were on here that have been on this platform. There are so many amazing photographers. So you saw that room. Did you see all of that energy? I would say 95% of the people in that exhibition on Saturday for the opening reception, 95% of those people were photographers. Could you imagine all of them being on Touch Base Daily? One at a time, one at a time. Everyone sharing their story, how they became a photographer, where they want to go with their photography, how long they want to be, where they want to take their photography, what are their goals, what are their accomplishments. Jamel says, thank you, Elise. The exhibition will be up until April 10th. And if you come to New York, if you are in New York and you come to visit, I will go with you back to the exhibition because there's so much to be seen. I obviously have several books from Jamel. Jamel Shabazz has been a gracious supporter of what we do here. But if we want to do a field trip, if you guys are in town, let's do a little field trip and we'll go up and spend some time at the Bronx Documentary Center. It is an incredible place. I met so many cool people. And man, it was so much fun. And I am so thankful for Jamel just his being so what's the word? So open and sharing with our community as photographers. And it showed how many people, people I had not seen in years were out there. Everyone was having such a great time. Jamel says, let me see, let me put this up there. Jamel says, I would to give you guys a personal tour, perhaps for this closing. Okay, let's do something like that. Let's set something for April for the closing, and we'll get there like an hour before, and as a community, and kind of like just have Jamel walk us through. I mean, when you if you have not been, if you have not walked Jamel's work with him before, it is a treat. I've walked with him at the Brooklyn Museum. I walked with him sharing his work at ICP, and it is such a treat. Because no one can tell the stories of their photos like the person that photographed it, and tell you the mindsets and tell you the people. He shares about that person, this person was alive, but now this person is no longer with us. This person's with the ancestors. Or this person I did not know. And then next thing you know, I met a son that came out and say, hey, how did you get this photo? How did you get this photo? And then having dialogue with all these people he's photographed over the decades. There's nothing like hearing the stories from the photographer. There's nothing like it. So we'll do that. We'll brainstorm for the closing. Maybe we'll try to get there, like I said, an hour before, and we will work it out. But we'll work out the logistics together, Jamel and I. Okay. So next on the docket for today, I definitely wanted to share with you something that is, again, I said I wanted to bring this into our every Monday even though this is all dedicated to the AP, Associated Press. And it's kind of like it's a good way. It's a good way for me. And I thought, if it's a good thing for me, why not share it with you? And what I find is people say, Ron, how do you stay so engaged globally? Right? The question, I have friends, they're like, Ron, you're always like, you are so into global politics. You are a global citizen. You are always aware of what's going on in, you know, places around the globe, Israel, Europe, and all these places. Because one is, and I would say this comes from my growing up with National Geographic. When I was a kid, my aunt used to collect National Geographic, and every time I was at her house, which was usually on the weekends, on Fridays, she would pick us up from my elementary school and then drive us out to Queens, or if she didn't do it, my cousins would pick us up and take us out to Queens on the J train, and then the Q5 bus into Laurelton. But in my aunt's house were stacks and stacks and stacks of National Geographic. It is one of the reasons why I became a photographer, is because of all of the images I've saw in my that every I would get on the sofa. I think it was every month. Yeah, every month the National Geographic came out, and I would sit on my aunt's sofa while my peers and the kids and my cousins were out playing football and stickball out in the street. I would be in the house looking at National Geographic. Shout out to all the folks at National Geographic. And I would sit there on my aunt's sofa with that beautiful blue carpet. And I would sit there and I would just go through every page of National Geographic. And every page was like going on vacation or going on an excursion. I didn't know where these places were because I was like 13, 14 years old. But I knew I wanted to go to these places. I wanted to go to Africa. I wanted to go to Europe. I wanted to go to different places around the country. And it was those days sitting on my aunt's sofa with my National Geographic. But then I would take it even further, because usually under the photos was these captions. And I would read all of the captions. Even as a 13 and 14-year-old, when I got to like 15, 16 years old, I started reading all the captions. And little did I know, it was filling me with all of this global information. And it's something I still do to this day. However, one of the places I go is AP, Associated Press. And because they literally have a section on their page called photography. And so here I am. So every week they come out with the photography of the week. So I will be sharing this is all the Associated Press, but they do such a great job. And I always say, if someone's doing a great job, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Don't reinvent the wheel when the wheel is working properly and doing its job. Yeah, I see here. Anthony says, let me get this here. And he says, oops, sorry, go back to Anthony. He says, captions are the liner notes for photographers. Yes. Yes. Omar says, yes, my grandfather's house is where I sat and read my National Geographic. So notice Jamel was talking about this on Saturday when he talked and shared. And I'll share you the video, the link that I actually photographed him sharing how he got into photography, and then the questions and answers after. So I create a whole YouTube video for that. Elise says, we would get National Geographic every month. I'm telling you, my aunt had stacks of them. Now, as an older person, I wish we would have, we would have had to fill up a warehouse, I'm sure, because my aunt literally had a whole basement full of National Geographic. She had them tied into stacks. by year, stacks. Every 12 months, stacks. So here's so this one right here, this photo, and this is a great way also not only to look at this and enjoy photography, but it's also a good way to acknowledge photographers. So here we go. Let's go. And this is gonna get you're gonna get some global information as we do this. This is how I learn about global events. So let's do that together, right? So here we go. And this right here is a half moon sets behind. Let me I get my eyeglasses. Let's see here. Well, I'm gonna the Sultanate Mosque during the Islamic holy month of Ramadan in Istanbul, Turkey. Thursday, March 6th, 2025. Photographer Imra Gurel. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful photo. Look at that. And for all the people that are celebrating Ramadan, happy fasting time. This is a time of reflection. Uh, Here's another photo right here. This photo is Christina Luca poses for a portrait dressed in animal skins and heavy bronze bells as part of a carnival celebration in Distomo, a village in central Greece, Monday, March 3rd. Photographer is Petros oops, let me get that out of the way. Gianna Chorus. And look at that. What I also love about looking at these photos is that it also helps me in my creativity as a photographer. And I'll look at this. I don't know how many of you have had the opportunity to go dog sledding. It is one of the greatest things to do if you are in what I call the Arctic countries or Arctic circles. I've had the opportunity to do some dog sledding before, and is one of the best experiences I've ever had. But here it is, a beautiful picture. This sled dogs mushed by Jeff Dieter of Fairbanks, Alaska, run during the ceremonial start of the what do you call it? Iditarod Trail Sled Dog Race in Anchorage, Alaska, Saturday, March 1st, 2025. Photographer Amanda Lohman. Look at that. Now have to break out one of my photos of me dog sledding. Love it, love it. Here's another beautiful photo. I love photos that have color. But again, don't you feel like you're traveling around the world when you see these photos? When you see these photos, it takes you to these places. Look at the dance. Look at this. Looks like Peru. Let me see. Revelers dance during the Jessica's Anada or small party in Anmara in La Paz, Bolivia, Monday on March 3rd. Photographer Juan Caracia. Look at that. And you get to see also the angles, the depth of field, the leading lines pulling you back and seeing the whole crowd. There's I go through some of these photos and I analyze them as well because I'm being inspired. Like, I'm like, oh, I never thought about taking a picture from that angle. Oh, I never thought about taking that kind of photo. Yeah, so these are great ways to be inspired. Here's another global event. Um, this is as the sun sets, Palestinians sit at a large table surrounded by the rubble of destroyed homes and buildings as they gather for iftar, the fast breaking meal on the first day of Ramadan in Rafah, Southern Gaza Strip, Saturday, March 1st, 2025. The photographer is Abdel Karim Hana. Look at that. What a statement. What a statement. Look at that. You got the sun, and look at that long stretch of tables as they're beginning to eat, break their fast on the first day of Ramadan. And all of this rebel. Look at all this. It's just, but human beings are resilient. Human beings are resilient. And wow, this is a powerful photo. Mm, this is why I love photography. Next one. Residents of the West Bank urban refugee camp of Nur Shams evacuate their homes and carry their belongings as the Israeli military continues its operation in the area on Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. Photo was photographed by Majadi Muhammad. I want you also to notice that a lot of the photographers are photographers in their own lands or in their own countries, and they're sharing stories that a lot of journalists don't get a chance to go to. But the other thing that the other information I want to give to you, in 2024, the world lost a lot of photojournalists. A lot of journalists were killed in 2024, but a lot of photojournalists died to get to get photos like these so that you can know what's going on in the world. This is how you stay informed globally. You will never see this on ABC News, right? Oh, a picture is worth 1,000 words. This is not even a video, it's a picture. And look how much information you can extrapolate from this picture, right? Photography. Look at that. Look at this. Just take some time to take this in. I spend time with these photos because it helps me to understand what's going on in the rest of the world. And sometimes these photos make you very grateful that you are who you are and where you are and appreciate what you have. And then sometimes these photos make you disturbed and they make you angry. They evoke emotion. A photo tells the story. A photographer's job is to get you to feel. Yeah, Lee says, I will definitely check. See, this is what my job is. My job is to encourage and to inspire you. Look at that. Elise says, I will definitely check out the photos. Yeah. Here's another photo. Mourners carry the coffin of Isaac Elgarit, a slain hostage who was held captive by Hamas in Gaza during his funeral procession in Kibbutz Ner Oz, Israel, Monday, March 3rd. Photo was taken by Chad Zenenberg. Look at that. Here's another photo. Poultry vendors wait for customers at the Virunga Market in Goma, Democratic Republic of Congo, Thursday, February 27th, the month after Rwanda-backed M23 rebels captured the city. For those that don't know, there's a whole lot going on in the world. Um, if you have the opportunity to look into the conflict that's going on in Rwanda right now and the Congo, and well, it's really in Congo, but the Rwandan government has been sending their military into Congo. and it is worth getting to know that what's happening over there. Again, it's insightful, but here's a beautiful photo. I remember going to a chicken, a place like this when I was in South Africa, and I got a chance to photograph the chickens and the workers, and and then there's more, but I'm going to leave off with this one. Then we're going to go to the next. We're going to go to our Monday motivation Monday quote of the week. Look at this one. This one is revelers share a kiss during the traditional mud block carnival party in Parata, Brazil. Yeah, Parati. Sorry, it's Parati, Brazil. Saturday, March 1st, 2025. Photographer Andre Pinier. Look at that. Oh, and the colors, right? The colors are really brilliant with the greens and the blues. For those that don't know, that in a lot of cases when you take photos, a great resource for you in judging how you take pictures is what we call the color wheel. And the color wheel allows you to know what colors complement each other, and it also enhances your photos. So you know that greens and blues go together. You know that oranges and blues go together. And so you see the skin, their skin has an orange tone to it. Gives more drama, the color wheel. Look at that. Okay. Any questions? Like I said, there's a whole lot more, and I'll go through them real quick. Look at that. You could go into depth. Skier. Look at that. Look at that speed. Look at that. Obviously, the photo, the photo of that week, right? Oh, look at that. And then also you can donate to AP Free Press Strong Democracy. And then we had the Oscars last week. Beautiful photos. Beautiful photos. Look at that. Different perspectives. So, and I would say take a look and go through them. There's a whole lot more, but that's just to kind of like whet your appetite as photographers. And if you love photography, like I know most of you do, this is a great way to see photography. And I say some of the best photographers in the world photograph for AP and submit their work, and they're from all over the globe. And so on Mondays, we'll be kind of like celebrating these amazing photographers and what they do and sharing their work. Okay, Danny, was it beneficial? Did you enjoy that? Did you find it insightful? Let me know. Put it inside the chat. Let me know how you feel about that. This is your community, so it's not just driven by me. I see Jazzy says this is why photographer and video media is so important. Sometimes people don't think things real unless they see it. Exactly. Seeing is believing, right? For most of us, unless you have a mega brain, a MAGA brain. Elise says, these photos are so important, and it's important that the AP continues to be able to do their work. And notice that the one of the only journalist institutions that was kicked out of the White House press corps is AP because they were not bending. They were not going to call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. And because they stood their ground, they're not allowed to the press conferences. However, what it did for me is that this is why I love AP, because they stood their ground. They stood their ground and said, "We are not buying into the lie. We are standing strong in the truth. We are a platform for truth and true journalism, not the fake stuff that you see on Fox, right? Oh, and all the others that are bending the knee." I like to celebrate AP because they are an incredible platform, and their journalists sacrifice so much for us to get information. Um, Janice says, "This showed me things I've captured, but am not sure about them." Right. And because a lot of photography is intuitive. What do I mean by that? Is that because we live in a world of images, we see images all day long, everywhere we go. And so, embedded into our human psyche are images. And those images, how we responded to them in the past, also influences us in our present. So, for instance, you may have been walking by and saw an amazing advertisement, and you love the way that photo was shot. And you're like, "Oh, I love the cinematic feel of that photo. I like the angle. I love the colors." And then months or years later, you as the photographer see something similar, and it triggers a thought. It triggers what you saw, but then you have your own skill set and your mindset and your ingredients of how you're going to create a photo. Then you take the photo. And then most people, unfortunately, because it takes time to do these exercises, right? To go through photos, that takes time. It's not like TV, like a video. You look at it and the video is moving and then you move to the next thing. Photography requires you to sit and rest and analyze, engage the photo. And then in your sitting and analyzing the photo, you begin to extrapolate the information and then process it. And then you walk away with the information. So I see here, Elise says, "My brain creates images of everything that I read. Some photos are embedded in my memories." It's the truth. It's the truth. You know, that's one of the reasons why I had a habit. It was still a habit of mine. I don't practice it as much as I used to. I used to get books from the 1800s. I know, Ron is that guy. And I would love to read books from the 1800s. The reason why is because that's when I do, but this is my belief. My belief is that it is the most colorful period of language. So in the 1800s, more people are starting to be able to read. But then not only are they able to read, more people are learning how to read. More Black people that if they could, they are learning how to read in the last years of the 1800s. And then you have all of these um, literatures, the writers, people that are writing stories. But when you read the writings of the 1800s, they're so colorful. Like they paint it all out because there's no video. There's no movie. There's the movies are just starting. And photography is around. Photography is around. but it's pretty much black and white or some form of black and white, right? They didn't have color like we have today. And so writers had to write in depth. So they would say the rose was attached to the green, thorny stem with the prickly thorns. So it's like they give you all of these adjectives and all this stuff to see. But that's the beauty of the 1800s and the writings of the 1800s is it gets so colorful in the late 1800s, early 1900s. The writings are so I consider it the best of literature during the 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s. Okay, enough there. But I hope this helps you guys. I hope this is encouraging you. So the next thing today, and we're going to close out. Yep, we're on time. We're on time, y'all. We're on time. Okay, the next one I wanted to share with you. Hold on a second. Let me get you this one. And then this is our Motivation Monday quote for the day and for the week. And hopefully this will encourage you. This will encourage you. So this is also on the Patreon. So if you're not a Patreon member, you can become a Patreon member. The Patreon community got this released early in the morning. In the wee hours of the morning, they got this. And so this lives with the paid Patreon folks. But I like to also share it with you guys. So everybody gets a chance to hear the quote and get the information. But it lives on the Patreon platform. So where people in our community live. So today we're talking about the power of perspective. Kind of like goes with what we've been talking about with AP, right? And National Geographic. The quote of the day, Motivation Monday, the power. Oh, let me see. Can I pop this up here? Make this bigger. Make that bigger. There we go. There we go. The power of perspective, Motivation Monday. Motivation Monday, the power of perspective. Art is not what you see, but what you make others see. I love this. This quote with my interaction with all of these amazing photographers this weekend inspired me to find this quote for you guys. Art is not what you see, but what you make others see. By Edgar Degas. As photographers and creators, we hold the unique ability to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. A single frame can tell a story, evoke emotions, or challenge perceptions. It's not just about capturing what's in front of the lens, it's about how you interpret it and make others feel. Think of the last time your art shifted someone's perspective or sparked a conversation. That moment is a testament to your vision and creativity. Whether it's the interplay of light and shadow, a fleeting candid moment, or a bold use of color, your work has the power to change. Let me get that right. Change how others see the world. Like we just saw in all those photos from the Associated Press. Or all of the photos that Jamel Shabazz has on the wall at the Bronx Documentary Center. Or all of the photos that were on the wall last week when I went to the Bronx Art Center. Photographers. The greatest compliment to the photographer is when they take the photo and you stand and linger. When you stand and linger. Hold on, let me open this up. Let me show more. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. This week, let's embrace our roles as storytellers. Try this challenge. I'm going to give you some challenges, but I'm going to try to give you some challenges every week, these, so we can be engaged. Create a piece that shifts how someone views an everyday scene or object. All you artists out there, all you creatives, all you photographers, take a moment this week. Take something ordinary and tell a story from it. Please share your results or thoughts in the comments and let's inspire each other. Remember, our art isn't just for us, it's a gift to the world. Let's keep creating, sharing, and seeing beyond the surface together. Okay, guys? So there you have it. Any questions? Any questions? Any thoughts? I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts. It's so important to hear your thoughts. But I can guarantee you, though, your craft, whatever that may be, is not just for you. It's not just for you. It's for the world. You have been embodied with a gift of the ability to create art so that the world can be healed. You know what I mean? People are healed just by viewing art. I had an opportunity, I'm gonna close out on this. I had an opportunity to photograph an event that was happening for one of my clients. And they use art at a senior citizens rehabilitation center. And what they do is they put music to the art, right? They put the music with the art. Both are artists, right? Music art and visual art. And they take the art and they create the galleries in this rehabilitation center for seniors in here in Brooklyn Heights. And what they do is the seniors have an opportunity to go downstairs into the gallery to just walk the gallery and take in all this amazing art. And then they had soundtracks that went to these beautiful pieces of art. The power of art, the calming ability of art, the art of causing you to reflect, the art to bring back memories that I have lost. One of my friends, I gave her some jars that I had collected from Mexico. Um, and I gave them as a gift to her. And she happened to have them when she went to visit her mom, who had Alzheimer's disease, late stages. And her mother never, was not speaking any longer. This was not speaking. And so my friend, she came back, the next day when she came to work, she says, "Ron, I just want to say thank you." And I was like, "Why?" She says, "I don't know how you were inspired to give me those Mexican terracotta jars, but my mother spoke for the first time because of it was beautiful pieces of art." And she said, "My mother began to speak about her time when she was a missionary in Mexico. And those jars you gave to me, and I just happened to have them at the hospital, at her rehabilitation center place where she was staying." She said she saw the jars and she wanted to touch the jars. And when she touched the jars, she started to tell stories about her time in Mexico as a missionary. The power in art, the power in art. So Don't underestimate your power. Don't underestimate your power. You have the power to heal through your art. And my friend, she never forgot that day because then several weeks later, her mom passed away. And she says, Ron, you gave myself and my husband the gift of hearing my mom for the last time before she passed away. All because you gave us two pieces of art that you collected from Mexico. So there you have it, guys. That's the power that you hold in your hands when you snap that shot, when you paint using the brush, when you take your pencil and draw, and you take the chalk and create. Art heals. Art sends messages. Art brings memories back. Art is a powerful tool for the mind. Okay, guys. Okay. I think that's it. I think that's it. Let me share with some of the information from our sponsors real quick. And I think we'll close out that way. But here's some information from some of our sponsors. First of all, we have sponsors that sponsor us, which is our wonderful Patreon community, right? You can become a Patreon member just by going to our Patreon page. I can just put that up there real quick with the Patreon links. So that way, if you want to become a member, because the Patreon people is they're the ones that support this work that I do here every week, every day. Without them, it costs money to pay StreamYard, to pay for editing, to pay for Canva. Those are all monthly bills that come along for being online. So if you are benefiting from this time that I'm online or the people we bring online, support. Don't be a silent viewer. Don't be the viewer that takes, but don't give. There are people in this community that literally they pay for a lot of stuff. So don't let them be single-handed doing it. Become a Patreon member. And if you're not a Patreon member, let's say you don't want to become a Patreon member, there's always in those YouTube channels that little little dollar sign thing that you can always contribute as well. So you can do it that way. Also, I want to thank. I didn't get one of my other advertisements. I'm gonna get that one up as well. If you will know that I am also an event photographer. So if you're looking for an event photographer and you are a part of a company or your business, you can give me a call. Give me a call. Reach out to me, and we'll get you on the calendar to photograph your event that you want to hold the memories to. Okay. And also, I do teach photography. So if you want to be a student, you can do that by signing up to our Virtual Basic Photography 101. Okay, I think I got it all. So, guys, make sure you hit the likes. Make sure you hit the likes. Make sure you hit the likes because that generates the algorithms. We are slaves to the algorithms. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you got something out of this time together. I see here, Cass says, art is a powerful form of expression. Various forms like music are universal languages. Kim says, oh, such an inspiring story. I see Anthony said, wow, yeah, the power of art. Dr. Tachi says, look at the power of art. And then I see that I like that the heart with the like almost like the Red Cross. There we go. Healing, the healing heart. There we go. She said, and Janice says, thank you. Okay, guys. Have a great day, great week. Tomorrow is Tip Tuesday. We'll be doing some photography tips. So join me as I'll be doing some tips for you for your smartphone photography tomorrow. So we'll be talking smartphone photography tomorrow and giving you some tips for better photography. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you tomorrow. Later. Have a great day. Love ya. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.